Welcome to A Counselor's Journey. So I'm really excited. This is the first video, and I was doing a consultation session. So I'll break it down for you on how this whole new uh, journey within the journey of a counselor's journey is taking place. There's a lot of journeys there. One of the consultees, I believe that's the term, individuals in consulting, they said, "Hey, why don't you do a Q&A?" And I was like, "What? ¿Qué? Q&A?" My Spanish in me. And they're like, "Yeah, it seems like, when I hear you in the podcast or even when we have these consulting sessions, a lot of like common questions and answers. So what if you put that into the YouTube videos?" And I was like, "That's a good idea." Because in reality, I do get tons of emails where people listen to the podcast and then shoot me like a Facebook Messenger or Instagram chat. That's not Instagram chat. They'll message me on Instagram. This is how you know I'm getting too old. So what I'm going to start doing, along with everything else that's happening with the counselor's journey, to make sure that you are successful, that you are enjoying and loving your journey of private practice, is I'm going to start doing these Q&As. And the Q&As are going to be anonymous. I don't want to throw your information out there unless you're cool with that. But I think I want to keep it, with that, where we do have that privacy within individuals' names. So I'll just do it from more of a platform of, here's a question someone has. So without further ado, the first question that I've tallied in all the questions that I have, this is the first one that I wanted to do, is common mistakes to avoid when starting your counseling private practice. And I thought that was a really good question, right? So the person's like, "Hey man, what are some common mistakes that I can avoid?" And I want to rephrase that for you just so that we have it clean and to the point. So there's, I'm smiling because I'm like, man, how many mistakes did you make, Juan, going down the journey of private practice? A lot. And I guess I've always been okay with mistakes, though, with failure. I don't know if it's the the mindset in me or my relationship with acknowledging that, when we fall down, we get up. So for me, it's very beautiful to know that if you fall, you get up. You don't have to stay down, right? We have that autonomy. We have that choice. So the first one I want to go into is I often see that individuals don't have a landing page. Now, I could have said a website, but I'm going to stick to a landing page because overall it's just a platform for you to have, whether it's a Facebook business page, a website, a Psychology Today, just something out there to show social proof. Now, yes, if you're building a business and you're going on in the journey, at some point you're going to want that website that you own that has all of your, nuts and bolts, that shares everything about you and your business and the infrastructure of the organization. But in the beginning, just overall having some sort of landing page. So if I'm a patient, I'm seeking your services and you work with couples, I'm able to find you online. At least on your Facebook page, on the business one, I could see that you have a location, something about your fees, a little bit about you, just some sort of validity, some sort of proof behind, that you're a real person and you're doing a good job out there in the community. The other, what is that, a fly? I don't know. The other mistake I think is important to avoid is not knowing your numbers. And that's, I want to keep that one really simple because we can go really deep into it. Often when I'm engaging in consulting, if I ask a question, how are people referred to you? We want to be able to know that so that you're spending money in the right way, you're spending time in the right way. A simple example of that would be if I engage in, let's say, blog writing, and it doesn't return any kind of investment whatsoever. There's no readers, it's not even indexed through Google. It's hard for Google to find it. None of the patients that come in go through it. And at some point, maybe a year, 5 years down the line, at some point, I want to have that realization of let me switch over to a different platform or let me reorganize that platform to be effective as it should be. Because we know that it can be effective. So I just may need a little bit of hand holding, a little bit of help to get to that point. And then the last mistake is another clear one, because I like to be black and white, is make sure that, we have our business separate from ourselves. So that if you have a private practice, it's got its own business account, its own tax ID. It has that strong separation, that not only covers your, ASS, but it makes sure to give you that foundation as a professional, as a business owner. And then, of course, whenever you're working with your CPA or, business attorney and all that, the structure in there is clean and it looks good. And then as you move forward, it's easier to make executive-like decisions for your private practice. So that was exciting, and that wasn't too bad. I enjoyed it, which I always look for. I want to make sure that if I'm doing something, I am enjoying what I'm doing, and I enjoyed this Q and A. I think it's called a Q and A, right? Questions and answers. Yes. I hope that you did too. Anytime that you guys have questions in your journey of private practice, maybe you're not ready to take the leap of consulting. Maybe you haven't saved up enough, or you're not ready. Whatever it may be, I wasn't ready for it, and I researched everywhere for answers. So if you have questions, reach out, shoot me an email at idealprivatepractice@gmail.com, and then you'll be able to connect with me, or in the comments. Shoot a comment on here. Let me know what questions you have on Instagram if you follow me there. Or if I follow you, shoot me one through Facebook, any of those avenues. I would love to see what questions you have and if I could put those through answers here. As always, continue to move forward, continue to enjoy, to laugh, to learn, to help, to heal in your journey of private practice.